The most mysterious object was just found in space. When you talk about the vastness of space, it's easy to throw out large numbers, but it's much more difficult to understand how big, how wide, and how many celestial bodies really are. Our galaxy is a connection of gravitationally connected stars revolving in space. Based on the deepest image ever obtained, it is one of about 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. Groups of them are connected in galaxy clusters and superclusters. Superclusters are arranged in huge slabs that span across the universe, filled with dark crevices and giving the spiderweb its overall structure. Our galaxy may contain from 100 to 400 billion stars and is about 100,000 light years across. It sounds great, and it is, but it has some mysterious objects in it, and today we are going to discuss these bizarre objects. But before we move forward in the video, make sure to subscribe for more content and like this video to receive similar suggestions from YouTube. Also, we highly appreciate your comments. Now, let's get straight into the video. Number 1. Oumuamua. Oumuamua, a strange object that flies through our solar system, has joined a select group of cosmic mysteries that are leaving astronomers scratching their heads. The pages of science fiction books are full of alien invaders secretly entering the solar system to eavesdrop on our humanity, emerged as technologically capable race. Not surprisingly, the excitement began to increase when astronomer Dr. Robert Varick discovered the object crossing the solar system on October 19, 2017, while using the Pan-STARRS telescope at the Haleakala Observatory in Hawaii. Known as Oumuamua, this object is very elongated, perhaps up to 1 kilometer long, but no more than 167 meters wide, which makes it look like a space cucumber. It moves so fast it is impossible for it to be gravitationally bound by the sun. The only conclusion is that these were intruders that formed outside our solar system and then made their way here. It is thought it entered the solar system during the Victorian era, but astronomers don't know exactly how long it wandered alone in space before arriving here. In August 2018, a study using data from the European Space Agency's Gaia telescope identified 4 stars that would have approached in the last 1 to 7 million years. What is Oumuamua? Astronomers initially thought it was an asteroid, but a closer look at its motion reveals something odd. The sun's gravity isn't the only thing affecting its trajectory in space. This has led some researchers, including Professor Avi Loeb of Harvard University, to believe that it may be an alien spacecraft. If an awning is installed, solar wind pressure can help stray. But this idea received a strong reaction in most countries, and its object is more of a natural thing. Most of the evidence points to a comet. The tiny burst of gas created when a comet's ice is heated by the sun can force it out of its natural gravitational path. However, it has some unusual properties compared to comets from our solar system. We are still trying to understand what causes this. Comets usually reflect about 4% of the light that falls on them. Oumuamua is more than twice as reflective. Unfortunately, our opportunity for further observation is ended. Oumuamua escaped into the outer solar system and passed Jupiter on a trajectory that would eventually leave our environment completely. Yet the controversy and ideas surrounding this mysterious object continue to baffle astronomers. Number 2. The Red Rectangle Nebula. Throughout galaxies, clouds of gas take on strange and beautiful shapes, but nebulae in particular confuse astronomers with their strange geometric shapes. The Red Rectangle Nebula is located in the constellation Unicorn and is 2,300 light years away. Its distinctive shape is probably due to the fact that there are 2 stars in its heart. When the shock waves from the 2 stars hit the dust ring around the pair, they could create 2 bright dusk cones. When viewed together, these 2 cones look like squares. To add to the mystery, the nebula also exhibits a rare phenomenon called added red radiation, in which the dust glows an eerie red. It's not known exactly what causes this, but some researchers say it's due to the intense ultraviolet light from the stars interacting with the carbon-rich molecules in the dust. Number 3. Planet 9. Can a vast world be hidden beneath us? Astronomers are increasingly convinced that a 9th planet orbits the Sun far beyond Neptune, the so-called Planet 9. This is not the first time the nominal connection of the Sun's orbital world has been fixed. When Ceres, the largest asteroid in the solar system, was discovered in 1801, it was initially classified as a planet, but was later shot down. Pluto was also accepted in the Planets Club following its discovery in 1930, only to be asked to leave in 2006 and promoted to dwarf planet status. The first indication that there were other members of the solar planetary fraternity came in 2014 when American astronomer Dr. Scott Shepard found a candidate for a small dwarf planet called 2012 VP113, which is on average 250 times farther from the Sun than Earth. Its elongated orbit, which is significantly inclined towards the planets, is immediately visible. Nothing is currently known in the solar system that could create 2012 VP113's orbit, says Shepard. While some of the extraordinarily oriented objects could be dismissed as unlikely coincidences, a total of 10 have now been discovered thanks in large part to the work of the astronomer Dr. Mike Brown and Dr. Konstantin Batygin of the California Institute of Technology. Since all of these objects have similar orbital properties, the probability of their orientation being inadvertent drops to just 0.0001%. The main explanation is that there is an invisible planet that feeds these objects with its gravity. Shepard was 60% sure there was the ninth planet when he discovered 2012 VP113. Now he says he's 85% sure. However, to function this way, the planet must be 10 times as massive as Earth, take at least 10,000 years to orbit the Sun, and be more than 200 times further from us. This great distance makes hunting and photography difficult. To see Planet 9, light must travel far from the Sun and almost all the way back, fading over time. But astronomers have managed to narrow down the search using some clever abbreviations. For example, data from the Cassini mission to Saturn is used to exclude the outer solar system. If Planet 9 were in this area, the probe would detect small gravitational deviations. There was a slight dip in September 2018 when new research showed that other techniques to exclude parts of the sky were not feasible, but the hunt continues. So far, we have covered about 30% of the prime area the planet can be in, says Shepard. It will take 4 years or so for the rest. Number 4. Tabby's star. Oumuamua isn't the only object that gets people talking about space technology. Aliens are also involved in the mysterious solar eclipse of Tabby's star. It is located nearly 1,500 light years from Earth in the constellation Cygnus, named after astronomer Tabitha Boyajian. He is the lead author of the 2015 study that showed that stars rapidly reduce their brightness by 22% over time. It can also be seen that the overall brightness of the star has decreased more slowly over the decades. The short-term variation was discovered by the Kepler Space Telescope, which is tasked with finding alien planets by analyzing the light of distant stars and looking for breaks in their starlight when a planet passes in front of them. However, unlike Tabby's star's solar eclipses caused by the planets are evenly distributed because they occur over time. An alien world completes an orbit and are also relatively small, usually less than 1%. Tabby's star is getting weirder and weirder, said astrophysicist Dr. Eva Bodman of Arizona State University. So what else can darken the stars? One idea is that a swarm of comets crashes into the interior of the star's solar system, producing large amounts of dust. It is this uneven dust that can prevent some of the starlight from reaching us, causing rapid changes in brightness, but that wouldn't explain another pattern of long-term eclipses over decades. Comet dust dissolves in just a few months. This has led others to argue that the culprit could be a megastructure built by advanced aliens to collect stellar energy. If this technology were distributed unevenly around the star, it would result in sporadic dips during its orbit and over time block out more light during project construction. But the source of all this dust is still a mystery. Long-term variations of the Tabby star can be traced back to at least the 1890s. Dust shouldn't be deposited on such a timescale, so it appears there is a process filling the dust as it is transported by external pressure from starlight. The strangest thing about these strange space stories is that there must be many more just waiting to be discovered. For every strange extraterrestrial object we've discussed, there may be millions or even more aliens, but we just haven't discovered it yet. This is one of the coolest things about outer space. There's always something new, different, and totally unique on the horizon. We just have to keep looking for it. That's it for today, guys. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.